Hi everybody! So we're back for another week of literacy and we are going to carry on with the book that we read last week called Here We Are. And we're going to choose a different theme this week, and this week's theme is We're Different, We're the Same. So it's all about celebrating our differences and how we're all people, just like the book said, but we're all different and we come in different shapes and colours and sizes and ages, and we're just all different and wonderful and unique, but we're all the same at the same time. So we're going to do lots of different stories that celebrate our differences, and I will set some challenges after those stories. And hopefully you've read the daily update by Mr. Cooper today, because in that update there's a link for a Sesame Street video on YouTube, which I love and I'm sure your children will love as well. It's the book by Sesame Street, We're Different, We're the Same. And it's read by Gordon, who's really fun, and Elmo's in there as well. And it talks all about how we're different and how we're the same. So I think it's a really good starting point to watch that video. It's really fun. It's about 5 minutes long, and it will really set the tone for the rest of the week and all the really fun activities that we're going to do, all about being different and the same. So today we are going to have a little go at thinking about who we are first. So in order for us to understand how we're all different, we need to understand a bit more about us and us as individuals. So I felt very inspired by one of the children in our class. They did a family tree, and that person was Zoe. And Zoe, your family tree was amazing, and I thought that was a really good example of how we can explore where we come from and who we are within our family. And then we can look at how different families might look different and might do things differently, and it will help us to explore all of our differences and all of our similarities. That's another word for meaning the same. So thank you, Zoe, for that inspiration. We're going to all have a go, like you did, at doing our family tree. So first, we need to look at who we are. So who am I? My name is Miss Mitchell. I have blonde hair and blue eyes and white skin, and I come from Jersey. And I'm an only child, which means I don't have any brothers or sisters. It's just me. So when I do my family tree, I'm going to start off with just me, and I'm going to show you how to do that now. Shall we have a look? So this activity can be really simple. I've just used 2 pieces of paper and I've sellotaped them on the other side to make it a really big piece of paper. You might have some big pieces of paper in your house, and that's fine. And I've used some lovely post-it notes which will have the names of my families written on them. So I only need 1 pen. You might want to use lots of different coloured pens. That might make it a bit more interesting. And I have actually got here a photo album, which has got photos of my family in it. So sometimes you might want to stick the photos down for your family, or you might want to draw your pictures. That's okay. You can do either of those. Now I know who I am, I'm going to start to draw my family tree. A family tree is a drawing with labels, that means writing, that show all the members of my family and who they are and where they were born and when they were born and where they come from. And family trees are amazing ways of letting us see our history and who we are. So now, when you're drawing a family tree, you always start with the youngest person in your family tree at the bottom. So in my family, that's actually me. So I'm going to write Miss Mitchell. So I've got me here, but I don't have any brothers or sisters. So there's going to be nobody next to me. If you have a brother or sister, you would put them next to you. They might be younger than you, which means they might go underneath you. Usually, when you're doing your family tree, it's you at the bottom because your family tree is about you. But what I'm going to do now is I've got to put my mum and dad because they're the next ones in my family. But wait a minute. My mum and dad fell in love and got married, so they must have their own families too. So I will put them like this. I'm going to do this side to be she's called Sue Mitchell. And I might put in brackets, that's those, mum. She's my mum. And this side, I'm going to do my dad's name, which is Eddie Curran, and I'm going to put, he's my dad. Some of our grown-ups have the same last name, but some of our grown-ups will have different last names. But they're both our grown-ups. Hey, that's another, we're the same, we're different. So here is my dad and here is my mum. Next, I've got to put my mum's brothers and sisters, but she doesn't have any. So I need to put her grown-ups, her mum and dad. That means that those people are my grandparents. So I need to put my granddad's name and my grandma's name. Just like this. You might even want to draw some arrows. And I think you could make it really fun by using different colours and maybe a picture of your grandparents and your mum there. So my daddy was from Ireland and my mum is from England. Hang on a minute. My dad was from Ireland, I'm from Jersey, and my mum is from England. We're all from different places, but we're from the same family. We're different, we're the same. Next, you would look at writing your aunties and your uncles. Now, that means that would be your mum and your dad's brothers and sisters. My mummy didn't have any brothers or sisters, so I would leave that empty. But my daddy, he had a lot of brothers and sisters, and we might be here for a while. So I'm not going to do that, but if you were going to, you would write them next to your dad's name, okay, or your mum's name. Then you would write your grandparents. You're going to probably need the help of a grown-up for this activity, but it is really worthwhile because it allows your child to see their history and where they come from. It's great for exploring diversity and different cultures, having a look at where you come from and other people come from. Have those really interesting conversations about whether or not, is there anything that your child can spot that's different? Is there anything that's the same? Do you all look the same? Do you all look different? Keep going. Ask your grown-up to help you. And I can't wait to see, I can't wait to see what your family tree looks like. I don't have any pictures in my house that I can stick down right now, but you might want to stick some pictures of your family faces next to their names. Don't forget to label because we're practicing our writing at the same time. I can't wait to see your family trees, and thank you so much, Zoe, for sharing your family tree on Tapestry. I hope your friends do the same and you can all have a look at each other's. Then we can have a lovely conversation about how we're all so different, but we're all so special and unique. Have a wonderful day. Can't wait to see your pictures. See you soon. Bye.